Hello and welcome back to the channel, Saturn Rising Tarot. Today I have a very specific message. It may not apply to many people watching this unless you're going through this extremely specific scenario. But if you still resonate with certain parts of it, just take what you relate to and leave the rest. Um, So there's a lot going on today in the cards, so I'm going to take this very slow and steady to work through the situation. And starting off with the Ten of Cups, um, it seems like you who are watching this have leveled up your life and you have achieved a milestone that you previously didn't have access to. Um, It may not be that you've experienced it yet, but you are on the path to getting that. With this, it was the very first card that came out. So immediately I was like, this is a very auspicious reading for whoever it is this is for. And with the High Priestess coming out after, it's like you attain this through your own merits, through your own skill seeking and whatever it is, some knowledge that you acquired, and accompanying it afterwards is the Lovers. With the High Priestess means I get a lot of heavy energy of like someone that has acquired it through another person. So it could be either a new partner that you have encountered and you are combining lives and finances, or it is a business venture. You have found a new business partner and you are combining your joint businesses together. And because of this auspicious windfall with this person or this situation, you have elevated your life through this. But along with this, whatchamacallit, elevation, there is also issues springing up from a past person, a past situation. So we came out with right after those three cards is the Seven of Wands, and I'm like, uh-oh, problems in paradise, apparently. Of someone that doesn't want to let you go, that you have to stick up, like you have to defend yourself against. Someone that it's like you're protecting this beautiful life that you've created for yourself. And there's someone from your past that's kind of like with this card here. I mean, it's the King of Wands, but specifically like this look on his face and the snake here, both of them like watching, getting like monitoring spirit, someone looking unfavorably upon your life, jealousy or envy, or just that someone that didn't want this for you. They didn't want you to succeed in this way because they were left behind. And especially with the Death card following it, it was kind of like together with this King of Wands. I immediately got this person, this past person is preying upon your downfall. They don't want you to succeed in this specific way, and it may be that they are actively trying to sabotage what you have now. So I thought that was very interesting. Like, why would someone think that way? Why would someone do that to your life? So I started looking into the specific relationship that you have with this person, and I got the Tower coming out. So there was like a big blowout between your relationships, heavy X energy of you broke up, you separated, you had a big fight or big falling out, and you could not continue along the same path with this person. And it's interesting, I'm seeing with the Five of Pentacles that you had a long history with this person of going through many hardships together. So maybe you were in a long-term relationship, or maybe they were even a past business partner of yours or a coworker, and you experienced a lot of things. You went through the highs and lows with them. Back then, you had a very different life, and you're kind of like coming out of it now, but they remember who you were and who they were in your other life. And it's kind of like they're coming in to remind you of like, hey, you remember me. Like, you remember what we went through together. They're not going to let you forget that. And with the Emperor card following these cards, I feel like I get a lot of like fatherly energy. And at first I was like, is this like maybe a father figure in your life? Like your own dad or an uncle or a mentor of some kind, maybe even an old boss. It may not necessarily be a male presence, but someone who embodies like this air of authority around you. And as it went on in the reading, I started to notice that it may not have been your father, but it could be that they are a father, as in maybe the father of your children. If it's a man listening to this, maybe it's the mother of your children, but maybe they took on like a more authoritative role. Someone who has authority over someone else, whether it's you or if you have children. That's why I said this is a very specific reading to someone who has children. It's someone that they separated from a partner, a past partner, and this partner is still attached to you, whether it's emotionally, but or physically, they have assets that they still have control over with you. Maybe they're using their assets to try to reel you back in, whatever it is, or you have something that you need to work out with them. It's unfinished business that this person is looking at you with, trying to pull you back into. So the reason I say that there's children involved is because in these next two cards that came out, I got justice and strength, but you could see how in both of these cards that this character, if you recognize the story of that's the little prince, he's cradling a fox in both of these cards in the very much similar ways. So I kept getting this like nurturing energy, this motherly vibe, and I kept getting, I was like, it's a child. Yes, it's a fox in this instance, but just like the way he's holding it is like you would with your own child. A lot of people consider their fur babies, like their cats or their dogs, as almost like their own children. So to me, it's symbolizing a child, especially with the Justice card. They're in a court case here. So I'm like, or not justice, sorry. It's not justice, judgment. But it's in a courtroom that's happening right here. There's like something going on of like a decision needing to be made. So because those cards are mirroring each other, and I kept getting it's a child, I immediately got an intuitive hit that this is see, I'm blanking right now, but it was very strong to me earlier. This is a custody battle with children involved. And this past ex is wanting access to the child. If it's not a child, it's like assets that maybe you still have and they want a piece of it. And they're very adamant about getting it back. And before I got that, because that's kind of like what I was following in with the Emperor, I got even that if it's not a child, it's that they're concerned that you know something about them. Like you got major secrets on them that they don't want to get out, and they don't want their reputation being ruined by you knowing something about them that you could potentially like air their dirty laundry. And they don't like that you have that leverage over them. That's what I got with the Judgment card. Which is a very specific thing, and I was like, I don't know why that was coming up, but that came up first before the children thing. But considering that the children energy is coming out really strongly, I get that this person, because they want access to their kid, they don't want people to know things about them because it could potentially ruin their chances of having custody of their kid or having whatever time that they want with that child if it's like a split custody. If people know, for example, that they were a bad parent in some way, that could be compromising to their goals of having access to that kid, clearly. And it's like, it's interesting that the World card came out, and to me this symbolizes that they see that you have it all made, and they don't like that they look bad in comparison. Like they know that they're not capable of giving the world, as you would like to say, to their children. They know that they're insufficient in that way. And for some reason, every time I get the strength card in this deck specifically, especially with the cards surrounding it, I get a lot of like, because in a reverse meaning, it would be like insecurity of their own abilities. And that's kind of like how I interpreted it in this specific spread of like, they're insecure. They know that they can't provide that life either to you or your child. They can't provide this Ten of Cups life that you have already built. They don't like that you built that because they're like, I'm supposed to be doing that. This is what I was supposed to do, and you just went off and did it for yourself, and I don't get to be a part of that. With the World card and the Ten of Cups card is what I'm sensing. And they might even be jealous of this current partner that you found because they're like, well, that was supposed to be me. And so, like, at the bottom of the deck, like, I got, like, 3 cards, one right after another. I just intuitively felt it was like, we got the Three of Swords, and then right after it was Page of Cups, especially this specific interpretation of the Page of Cups, and the Two of Cups. But it's like, in this deck, it's kind of like this person is feeling a lot of pain around the relationship. It's not a very happy go lucky sort of depiction of it. Like you could see he's like crying and he's trying to like make it work with this Rose character here. Page of Cups, I'm sensing maybe they were an alcoholic even, or they were just very immature about how they went about communicating things. They're very avoidant, but they have a lot of pain and a lot with the cup energy. They have a lot of emotions around how this relationship broke down. Like they are aware that they messed up in a sense with the Three of Swords, and they feel deep regret is what I'm getting about how things ended. They wanted it to go a certain way and they didn't get the outcome that they wanted because they know the reason it ended is from their own, what do you call it, inadequacies. Their own inadequacies. They're looking at themselves and realizing why they screwed up, how they went wrong, but it's kind of like they don't really face that with you head on. They don't really tell you. I'm getting it's like this is all internal stuff that they're feeling and they don't want to admit that to you because of their pride and ego getting in the way. This is all very internalized, and that's probably one of the reasons that you left them in the first place, because they would not bring this to your attention. They wouldn't take accountability for it, or they just wouldn't even tell you that they're feeling this. They might just be like, oh, everything's good, whatever, I don't care. But internally, they're destroyed over this relationship ending, is what I'm getting from those cards, all coming out in sequence, one right after another. It's like each a big punch every time to the gut, is what I felt when I drew them. So I'm sensing that from this person's side. So, when I asked what this person's intentions are, what they're wanting to do about the situation towards you, I got very interesting, some uplifting energy of like the Six of Pentacles. We got, especially like these all came out together. We got the Knight of Wands, and then another one, the Knight of Pentacles. So 2 Knight cards back to back. So I'm sensing a lot of action energy. The Knight of Wands is a bit more impulsive, but it's like they want to reignite a spark with you. It's like they want to redo things. And with the Six of Pentacles card, I got a lot of energy around like they are thinking about the stuff within the relationship that broke it, the things, your expectations that they didn't listen to, is that they're wanting to repair that and they're wanting to do the things that they promised you, but they didn't follow through back then, but they are aware now of what your needs were, and they are wanting to give you what they couldn't give you before. They've reflected on that, and it's kind of like they want to prove to you that they actually are capable of giving you that life, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, of like they want to be more stable, be more supportive materially. they want to build that life. They want to be a part of that life with you. So they're going to find a way to reignite the spark. They're going to try and use maybe the charm that they had initially, how they were at the beginning of the relationship, to try to get you back, is what I'm sensing with that. And so when I asked if this person is just putting on an act just to get you back, or if they're actually genuine, my question was more of, are they being genuine with this new offer, this new approach that they're trying to reach you with? Because initially I saw that they were preying on your downfall. Because it would be easier to get access to someone's life if they're struggling, right? They're looking for a vulnerability. But maybe this person initially, that's probably how they reacted to things, but maybe they're reflecting on this. And when I asked the question if they're genuine in their approach, I got the Empress card. And as you could see with in the background, the little prince, he's like approaching the queen here. And when I get from that image is that someone who wants to be of service, someone who's chivalrous, they want to find a way to make your life better, is how I interpret that. They see you as the Empress, embodying the Empress energy of someone to protect and take care of and to serve like a queen, basically. You're their queen, is how they want to go about it. They want to be more nurturing, more understanding. They want to bring more emotion to things, be more open with you, is what I'm sensing. And so when I was asking for confirmation from the oracle decks about whether this person can be trusted, what should I impart to the person for this reading, what they need to know, it's very interesting the cards that came out. The first one was Mugwort, the Mugwort card. And looking up in the guidebook about what this means specifically, especially with the moon and the tides in the background. So it really has to do with intuition. And specifically with Mugwort, it talks about dream work, listening to your dreams, paying attention to what's in your dreams. Mugwort is also a very protective type of energy. So what I got from this is being warned to look at your dreams that are happening recently. Look at any signs and symbols that you're getting. If you're having dreams about this person that's telling you something very specific, this card is telling you to pay attention to the signs that you're getting in the dreams. It may even be that in the past you've had prophetic dreams, or you've been warned before, you've had messages come through, and they actually did come true in real life. So also accompanying to bolster this card, we have the intuition card coming through, which literally, trust your intuition, goes hand in hand with the dream card. It's like, pay attention to that gut feeling you get when you get an image of this person coming up in your dreams, or even just in your mind when you're thinking about them. What do you feel when you think about them? Do they feel like they're genuine? Do you feel the emotions coming through, that they really do care and they really want to repair things? It's really up to your discernment of, do you think this person is genuine towards you? Do you think that they have changed, or that they have positive intentions? Or are they really just there to wish on your downfall? Because a lot of people, they have a dual nature. Like in their lower energy, they might be jealous and something like that. In a higher, more evolved, healed version, they might actually want to repair things. And instead of looking at it from a state of jealousy or lack, they would want to provide and bring something of value to you. Right? So it's really up to you when you're dealing with this person, when they come in, to discern for yourself if this person has changed in a way that's beneficial for your life. And then you could decide from there whether it's worth it for you, whether you want to continue to deal with them, because, you know, it's really your decision here. The cards are just telling you, hey, this is the nature of this person. Do you want to interact with them? But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here today. It's a pretty big roller coaster of emotions. But yeah, if this was helpful for you, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment about the situation if you wish to talk about it in the comments. And I will see you next time. Peace be with you.